If you're anything like me, you've watched thousands of hours of videos all over the interwebs about daily habits. They typically provide an overview of the pillars of self-development. That's fitness, nutrition, finances, relationships, and mindset. They tend to go like this. They tell us to meditate more, exercise more, drink more water, just breathe. And while that information is helpful, it isn't always clear on how to incorporate these values into our own daily flow without feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. So with that in mind, I'm discussing 5 healthy changes that have greatly impacted my mind, body, and spirit this season. But what's different? I'm including all my micro habits that have helped me sustain them. These simple and accessible self-improvements have allowed me more energy, more time, more flow, and most importantly, more peace. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to my channel. I hope you are feeling worthy and so very important. My name is Angel White. I make music and I share mindful lifestyle content, and I am so grateful you are here today. I'm very excited about speaking on today's topic. I'm sharing with you 5 healthy lifestyle changes I've made and the micro habits I use to support them. Listen, I've even set the mood today. I have some aromatherapy going on in the background, and I also have my handy dandy glass of water because hydration is key. Okay, so back to business. What are micro habits? I came across micro habits in my first read of the year, which is Atomic Habit by James Clear, a book I absolutely love and adore. I think I've talked about it in the last 4 or 5 of my YouTube videos. It deserves that and so much more. If you are interested in an evidence-based approach to habit formation, I highly encourage you to pick this book up. In the book, he mentions that one of the founding principles of habit formation, of long-lasting habit formation, is to make it easy. And as a new wife, now a new mommy, a creative entrepreneur, a friend, a daughter, a sister, and all of the above, my time is no longer just my own. And I'm okay with that. So I'm leaning towards a life of high value systems that are built on practices that require little to no motivation or effort. When James said make it easy, I said let's do it, okay? And that's what I'm sharing with you today. I like this topic because I think it gives a little bit of insight in who I am and what I value, and I hope that you can be inspired to implement some healthy lifestyle changes in your own journey, all of that good stuff. So I'm starting with journaling. I love journaling. I grew up in a home where my mother would start the day with prayer, meditation, and journaling, and it's something that I've been doing for well over half of my life. Since I was a little girl. I mean, I would write down my thoughts or the things I was going through at school, and then that transitioned into now me and my womanhood and who I am showing up as a human being. And it's fortified me, and it's allowed me anchors in my life. It allows me a place that I can go to reflect and see how far I've come, or it allows me to be able to go back to a time where I was more light or more positive and just be able to tap back into that space. And so I find a lot of value in journaling. I have a few different micro habits when it comes to journaling. My first one is through morning pages. Morning pages is a concept that I learned about in the book The Artist's Way. It talks about, the first thing you do in the morning is you grab your notebook and you dump out 3 pages of whatever is on your brain. Nothing is off topic. There is no goal, there are no outcomes, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. It's whatever is in your brain. Get it out and put it onto paper. And those really help me because it allows me to mentally cleanse. It mentally cleanse all the gunk from the day before, the week before, the night before, and be able to approach and focus on the things that actually matter to me during the day. The way I make it a micro habit is that when you hear 3 pages, it seems like, girl, you can't do that in 10 minutes. But I use a very, very small notebook about the size of my hand, and I get those 3 pages out in 5 to 7 minutes. So it's very easy for me. It takes away the daunting feeling of like having to fill up large college ruled paper, which triggers me back to college of having to write notes in college. I'm a pre-digital girl. College ruled paper versus wire ruled. I'm triggered. Second way is journal prompts. Honestly, just go on to Pinterest. There are enough journal prompts to support you until you reach the upper room. I mean, there are millions of journal prompts. And I love journal prompts because they take the weight of me having to figure out what I'm gonna write about. I feel it gives me a very focused approach, and it offers me an opportunity to have questions that I wouldn't innately ask myself. And it gives me a new point of view and just a different way to evaluate who I am, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and how I'm expressing myself. Third thing is through voice notes. This is something that I kind of just stumbled across. I was in the car one day having a really, really tough day. I was working at a job that I wasn't enjoying, and I was working 2 jobs, I think at the time, 2 or 3 jobs at the time, and I wasn't getting my ROI on my efforts. And I think I had lost my health insurance. There was just a lot going on at the time. So I was in the car and I just started talking into my voice notes. And I realized that was like a very quick way for me to just be able to, on the days that I don't feel like picking up a pen or writing onto paper, like just talking out what I'm feeling into a voice note, labeling it in my phone. It's a very, very easy and accessible way for me to get things out of my heart, out of my head, and out of my body, and give me the space I need to move through it. You guys are not going to be surprised by this next healthy habit that I love, but it is hydration. I mean, did you expect anything different? Drinking half my body weight in ounces every single day is how I believe I had a very, very successful pregnancy. Also, how I have been able to mitigate disease. I've shared in previous videos that I have a lot of preventable diseases in my genealogy, in my family, and I believe water and consuming enough of it has allowed me to get this far in life. I mean, into my 30s with no long-term health issues. And beyond just the internal, there are some very aesthetic, superficial reasons too why you should get your water. You know, that's your skin, your hair, your nails, your lips. Consuming that amount of water is not the easiest thing to do. So what I do as a micro habit is to fill up this glass and leave it on my nightstand. I do that, and that allows me to wake up in the morning to a fresh glass. I drink that down. I then can do 8 ounces an hour, y'all. Just 8 ounces. That's what I like to do. And I feel like a pro tip is adding a straw. Picking up the cup and bringing it to my lip allows a level of friction that I'm just not interested in. And so adding the straw just allows me to just, if it's on the table, to just sip it. I don't have to pick it up. And I also really enjoy the glass straws. I like how it feels. So those are just little incentives that encourage me to drink more water. Next up is reading. Again, I grew up in a home where my mother read books. She was an avid reader. She had a bookcase. She had us read books when we were little. I mean, this is ingrained in me. So along with that, I have a deep, deep affinity for knowledge. I love learning things. I love experiencing new things. And so when I have a new character, a new story, a new book, all that really, really excites me and feeds me in a very deep way. I'm all here for the 10 pages a day. That's what I strive for. If I don't, it's okay. But the aim is 10 pages a day. So an easy way that I would get my 10 pages in a day is I would leave a book in the bathroom, and every time I go to the bathroom, I would read a page or 2. And I would easily get my 10 pages, especially with the amount of water I'm drinking, going to the bathroom a few times a day. Easy. So next up is movement, and I am not exclusive to any type of movement. Dancing, stretching, working out, standing up, sitting down, cooking, cleaning, it's all movement to me. Working out is a true form of therapy for me. I feel my most present, my most mindful, my most powerful when I am working out. The sweating, the heat, the pain, the endorphins, I love all of that. It's really been a pleasure to feel that, because I didn't always feel that. Working out was not always something that I really enjoyed. I actually didn't enjoy working out at all. But with some reframing and just understanding, I'm building a body that supports me every single day, that shows up for me every single day, and I'm feeding it with love by strengthening it, by conditioning it, by stretching it. That was the reframing I need to really like fall in love with it. And the process of just seeing your body do different things and be able to, you know, be a little flexible than I was last year, or lift a little heavier than I did last month. It makes me feel worthy. It makes me feel valuable. So the little micro habits that I use to make sure that I'm moving every day is stairs over everything, right? Let me just step my way on up. When I see stairs, just saying, let me take the stairs. We actually did this a few weeks ago. Me and my husband went to the Hawks game, and we parked on like the 4th or 5th floor of the parking deck. We're like, we're gonna do the stairs. We gotta do the stairs. That was like 4 or 5 flights. Easy. Now another micro habit for movement is to stretch while I'm scrolling, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And then while I'm watching a show or watching TV. So stretching while scrolling and stretching while streaming. They go hand in hand for me. I feel like that has helped me quite a bit in staying consistent in moving and just doing something for the body. I mean, when I stretch, I feel more agile, I'm more flexible, and I feel like I'm less prone to injury. Like the days, the weeks that I don't stretch, I feel it. I'm rigid. As I've gotten older, I started to like accept that, and I'm like, no, like I should not trip and, you know, pull my shoulder. Like, that just should not be my reality. And so stretching is something that's easy, it's quick, and just 5 minutes helps me tremendously. Last but not least, a big healthy habit that I had is being intentional about connecting the relationships in my life, especially with my husband. A micro habit that we've adopted that helps that intentionality and mindfulness in our relationship is by doing a partner affirmation or asking each other questions. So in the mornings, this is a micro habit, going to each other and we recite a Bible verse, just something that basically feeds into one another. The Bible verse we do is 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. We look at each other in the eyes and we say that to each other in the morning. It's very quick. You see, it's under 30 seconds. And when you do this and you mean it and you share something like this, it really does begin to deepen the connection and remind you of why you're doing this together. And so it also leads to my other micro habit, which is like just having a few questions a day. Usually when we're eating in the morning, we will, more before the baby was here, the baby has definitely changed things, but we would sit at the table and we would ask each other, what did you really enjoy yesterday? And what did you not get to that you want to get to? And what intention do you have for the day today? And it was just a moment where we could just chat and reflect and just get in each other's head and heart and check in, because that's important in a relationship. That's just a very, very quick way that I've been able to deepen that bond and stay in tune with what's going on with my partner, because that's important to me and my well-being and the health of my life is the health, well-being, and the vitality of his. It works in tandem in this household. And that wraps it. These are the 5 healthy lifestyle changes that have really just brought me so much clarity and have really just helped me to be more mindful about how I'm moving in this world, how I'm moving in this existence. And I would love to hear about any micro habits that you incorporate into your day-to-day. Share them in the comments so you can learn from one another. I learned from you and hopefully I'll help you, learn from me too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed this type of content, please subscribe. Like, these little things really make a big impact on my channel. They help me so much so that I can continue to create content like this and just get more awareness and build the channel out. Thank you again for being here. As always, stay grounded, stay growing, and I love you. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.